Hi everybody, my name is Margaret Black. This is the first video that I am making. Today I wanted to talk to you about Game of Thrones, one of my most favorite subjects. So, there's been a lot going around lately about Vicerion, the Ice Dragon, or the White Dragon, or as others know him, the Golden Dragon of the Targaryens. He is one of my favorite hit dragons besides he's Drogon. Sorry, my mind's he's weird today. Anyway, I have been known to skepticize or criticize others a lot, but I find it as constructive criticism because, one, I know a lot about mythologies and supernatural stuff. I am somewhat of an expert. And one of the major things that's going around is that Vicerion is a white or a White Walker. However, I don't believe that is the case here. I can't remember the name of the YouTuber, but there was a female YouTuber who said that, what was it? Maybe he could be something different entirely. I want to give credit to her, but I can't ever remember her name. And I don't mean to. It's something mental up here. And I think she might be right. As someone who knows a lot about magic and spells and whatnot, I have to believe that since with the other whites, that fire hurts them, he would be killing himself, since he breathes fire naturally. And honestly, if you look back to the 7th season, the Night King literally just looked like he was using them as an army, and just with a rise of his hands, he pretty much just brought a whole entire dang army back to life without trying. However, with Vicerion, now this is where it gets interesting, he actually physically had to touch him to bring him back to life. Do any of you know why that is? Of course you don't! If you do, well, great, but I'm just gonna assume you don't, because that's how I am. The reason for this is necromancy, the art of bringing one back to life. This is usually brought back to the old gods or the old religion. The reason I call it the old religion is because if you've ever seen the TV series Merlin from 2005, or if you've seen it on Netflix, depending on if you have it or not, that is what it was called, which does verify to who Game of Thrones. Although Merlin is not mentioned in this or anyone else for that matter, or in his lore of Thrones, it is technically based off of the same stuff. And the most hardest thing for me to believe is that Vicerion is actually gone. Honestly, he was already dead in the first season. If you look back to it, the eggs were fossilized, stone. Daenerys brought him back, along with his other brothers. Although Vicerion was the first to be born, he was not the strongest, which I found sort of strange. This sort of implied to me something else would happen in the series, and I was right. Vicerion died. Or did he? The reason I say that is Vicerion is a white dragon. A white dragon is one of the rarest and most powerful of dragons of them all. Although Drogon has his fire, ice dragons have ice. Although people say it's not actually ice, maybe it's not. Maybe it's permafrost. Permafrost is a type of frost that burns. I think that might be the case here. Permafrost has never been really considered like fire or as a thing that can burn things, but it does burn. If it touches skin, it burns. Or if it touches an object, it can heat up. That is the goal of it. And also, I feel like, although there are holes in his wings and whatnot, I feel as though he's actually been brought to life. And as soon as the Night King dies, he'll still be alive. Because dragons are honestly just too powerful. And I have a book. Of course, I have a book. I have many books. That says something about zombification. Zombification. I don't know what that word is. Basically, where you are turned into a zombie, yeah, or a zombie dragon, precisely. However, I don't think that's the case either. And honestly, there is in my book here, if I can, nope, it's gone. It's in the void. Sorry. Well, anyway, I know what it says. It tells us about a walker. Now, I know what you're thinking, but isn't that the same thing as a white walker or just a white? No, it's not. A walker is something far different in theory. A walker is of the dark arts. Basically, it's a walker, except it's not. It's something from the dark lands, or something used from dark magic. It brings both necromancy and life together, but it holds it forever. It's a slave, but dragons can't become slaves. Their will is too strong. Their bodies are too strong. There is nothing about a dragon that is flawed. Dragons cannot be harmed mentally. They will do as a dragon wants. They could be tempted to do something. For instance, I'm going to use How to Train Your Dragon. I know it doesn't really relate to Game of Thrones, but still, dragons. Toothless was never actually, like, considered a slave. He did everything Hiccup wanted voluntarily. Letting him ride him, staying with him, living in his house, which is not something a dragon really wants to do. I mean, too cramped. Can't spread their wings. Man, I don't like that idea. That's what a normal dragon would say. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Now, anyway, I want to apologize first off, because you have to see this. I'm not really a tech savvy person. In fact, the only technology I have is this phone, which isn't even mine. It's my mother's, which I'm very sad to admit. Don't judge me. Okay, so I don't really have a whole lot of evidence. You either believe it, you don't. I just figured I'd put my 2 cents into it. Yeah. Another thing is, honestly, Vicerion, he don't hate me, please, but he wasn't really that important. I'm sorry, don't hurt me. Because if you look at it this way, Drogon is basically the main focus of the series concerning the dragons, along with Daenerys. However, I feel like if Vicerion was to have a writer, it would have been Jon Snow, not the Night King. That was a twist I did not see coming. Honestly, what the hell, people? And also, Rhaegal. I thought Bran maybe, but since he's in a wheelchair, I don't know how that would work. Maybe it'd be like in season 1 where they had to make a saddle that would fit to the rider. However, I don't think it's gonna be like in How to Train Your Dragon, where they're just gonna willingly be able to put a saddle on there. No. But then again, also, if you like armor, sort of, which I know they're gonna probably have to make because of the war efforts and whatnot. But honestly, Rhaegal, he's like Drogon. He's the second most powerful of the group. He is not a nice person. I mean, look at season 2 here. They burnt a man alive together. Him and Vicerion. He was looking at Vicerion, and then right from behind, Rhaegal just fire, be dead. Yes, I'm dramatic. I'm weird. Get used to it. I see that I'm running out of time here, so I'm gonna try to wrap up. I could jabber on for days. But Rhaegal has a very bad temper, sort of like Drogon's. It's not as bad as Drogon's because, I mean, the whole thing, whenever he's angry or he's hissing at you, he's like a little cat, except he's huge. The major thing from that, I'm gonna say, is Rhaegal is what I consider a forest dragon. He's green, temperament. A forest dragon basically lives in the woods. Naturally, he wouldn't have siblings of different races, but that is what they are. You might think dragon is a dragon. That is not true. I'm sorry. But golden dragons, honestly, they're rare. Just like the whites. I don't know how to put this. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is different dragon species can be parented by the same dragon and whatnot. They could be adopted. However, they don't usually do this. It's under rare circumstances that this ever happens. Like, for instance, if all 3 parents died, well then, that's a major situation. I mean, Daenerys is great and all. I love her. She's my queen. All hail Daenerys. But she isn't a mother of dragons. Sorry, you can't. They didn't come from your womb. You didn't have to feed them. I don't know how to say this. I don't want to be mean to her or anybody else who thinks this, but still. The major... I hate that I'm saying this so much. The thing is, like I said, gold dragons are rare. So is the forest dragon, somewhat. They are known, but they aren't like, oh, there's more forest dragons than in fire dragons, because forest dragons are actually supposed to have green flame, which he doesn't yet. I mean, Vicerion has blue flames. Why can't I have green flames? Is what Rhaegal would say, in my opinion. Sorry, my hair is getting in my way. Sorry. Like I said, not tech savvy, and also I'm horrible with this. I can't control it. It's like a dragon. It does what it wants. Alright, well, I'm going on the last few minutes of this. Like I said, I gibber and jabber. I tried to synchronize it. I might have to make another video for this, but I love Game of Thrones. I love to make these theories. I hope you guys somewhat like this video. I'm not saying it had to be perfect. I'm not saying you had to love it. But please, be a little supportive. I'm trying here. I love the theory so much, I had to speak about it. I'm sorry I couldn't finish it, though. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Love you, people. Thank ya. Bye.